on board. Anthony Jones, John Rivera. That's all I see.
Yeah, I think that's...
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, because they're watching from your screen, huh? Not actually from...
No, they can view it, but I'm sure we just have no access to them, the actual number of people.
There's a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they can chat. I think that's just us who can chat. Like because I saw what you had on your screen, which was just the board. Remember? I guess you don't remember. But I remember. John doesn't remember anything. Well, anyways, we're live, guys. So.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, chums. Oh, yeah, that is the studio that I set up. So anyways, let's start the introductions once again. Sorry. Hello, my name is Anthony Jones. Thank you guys for joining the stream for the Solid State comic development. Over here is John Rivera, the producer.
Okay.
He's the one that's going to be taking all your questions. There's a format that we have set up where you type in your name. If you're anonymous, that is. If you're not anonymous, then we can just get your question.
If you're not anonymous.
Not anonymous. But if you are anonymous, you have to write your name, whatever name you want. You don't have to put your real name. You can still remain anonymous. But then you put question and then whatever your question is. Or suggestion. If you hear us say something, hey, maybe you guys should do this, let us know. That'd be great. We'll listen to it. And then John over here will be able to, meta, he's watching me talk about him. And so John's going to be taking all your questions or whatever.
I'll do my best, guys.
And then Kaylin, he's our writer. I don't know how close I can get. This is just like a Logitech HD webcam.
I think that's close enough, as a matter of fact.
So this is Kaylin Ray.
It's close enough.
Oh, shit.
You're too close.
And so he's going to be writing. Let me get this set up so you can see my face. Only my face up close. Well, we got some stuff. We're going to try to set up so it's easier. You can see us all a little bit more intimate. Do you mind closing that? Is the AC on? You know? It turns off every 30 minutes.
You have to adjust it.
It's alright. Otherwise, it's gonna be toasty balls.
What the? Who's fish calling me out?
I don't know. People pick their usernames.
I don't know.
So this is the studio. It's really small, actually. I only got a small studio space. I got our kitchen's over there, the fire hydrant. Oh man, can you see our boards already?
I've not had a proper safety introduction, so I don't know where the fire hydrant is or what to do in the event of a fire, earthquake, or
there's an exit there,
disaster-related emergency,
and then there's an exit there, and then there's an exit there and there.
Yeah. Fire
hydrant, battery charger. Okay. All right. So let's get down to brass tacks. Yeah. So if you haven't received the board screen, what you can see right now, I'm going to switch over to that right now. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted. So this is the one I wanted. There you go. So you can see right here on my screen what we're using right now to kind of board out and figure out kind of the way that it's Ray. I had it literally R-A-Y.
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
Resolution.
Yeah.
So hard.
I think
the resolution's low. It's alright.
I think in Japanese, Ray, R-E-I, means sunshine.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm wrong about that. I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah. So a few disclaimers, guys. The resolution is going to be really low. So we are giving you guys access to the board. Like John, I think you have a link to it, right?
Yeah.
So that way you guys can see it at whatever resolution your screen is at,
Linking it,
which is cool. And then we'll just kind of get started. So Kaylin's already kind of writing through the stuff, and then we'll talk about how we go about this stuff. Anyway. So on my screen, you guys will only have access to my screen for now. But as far as I'm concerned, you're seeing all of our screens because of this right here. And then I think that's it. No, someone said it's off air. Not anymore, bro. It's live. So now that you guys have access, hopefully you guys can see it. If not, it's all good. This will be, I'm gonna put this on our official website and give you guys all that information, all that great stuff whenever we get that chance. So I'm gonna explain what's happening, our kind of the process that Kaylin and I have been using to beat out the first story. We spent last week kind of really, or not last week, maybe a week before that. I forget. But we went and what we would do is get essentially Post-it notes, and then we would just put down, okay, this is what happens in the story. All right, one beat at a time, and then we would say, okay, how many beats can we put on one page? And then we put those Post-it notes together, and then I go and draw like a really rough sketch of what that could potentially be, and then move on. And then we say, okay, that's the first one, and then we just keep doing that until we see all 5 or 7 pages, depending on how much we can tell. Right? So this is like the bare bones, right? Like we don't have like the secondary, like the tertiary stuff, right?
I'm sorry, yes, what?
Like this is just the beat.
This is just the beat, yeah.
And then within the beat, this is like better. Within the beat, there's like 3 or 4
and then there's like,
sub beats.
And then that's when we start to try to divide it up into panels or like individual shots or something like that. Yeah. But it's all like a very organic and like as needed basis, and like we probably will go through and make like way too many and then chop it down, or you know, that's what usually happens, I think. But
yeah. So anyway, like for anyone who's an artist here, or anyone who's like, the way that Kayla and I look at it is this is kind of like the armature of the story. Like this is the bones. And if we can just get to the brass tacks, like don't get all into world building too much, because that happens, like we do this too often where we'll just be like, and then robots can do this and do that, and that doesn't mean anything to the story. And sometimes it's not, even though it might be a cool idea or a cool thought, it might not be important to even bring up because we feel that might distract our audience. So we just kind of just jump right into it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll let Kaylin. Are you almost done with this, or are you done?
No, I'm almost done.
All right. So while Kaylin's doing that, so this is kind of how you guys will see us do this. So, and then the next thing I think will happen is we'll take that and then put like another Post-it note, like right next to that. How do I change the font?
Where'd you get your hat, AJ?
Oh. Beats, yo. I think I did the lids, LIDS. So I wonder if you can just, if you hold control, you can copy paste. So good. So anyway, so this is an example of like when you probably will see what happened. You guys can't see my finger pointing at my screen, but pretend my cursor is my finger. So you can see how I've set this one beat, and then this one, and this one. And then the next thing we'll do is I'll go to Photoshop and say, okay, I see those, I see your beats, and then I'll just draw kind of whatever I think will be. It's just, my Photoshop has crashed. Oh, there he goes. He's just like, wait, you want to draw? So let's say there's a character and he's being dope and he's looking up or down at somebody and he's like, yo, I'm being dope. Guardians of the Galaxy, saw it, was good, and I'm towering over you. And so I'm like, okay, awesome. We got one beat, and then I will save this as beat 1, whatever, or page 1. Because each page will hold 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 beats. And then, I don't need to minimize this. I can add file, upload, and then grab that bad boy and bring it up in here. bring it up in here. Bring it up in here. And then I'll put it right here. So that way we can see what that actual panel will be. And then we do the next for each and every subsequent story beat until we have our 7 pages. Now we're doing a few pages at a time, or several pages at a time instead of like the full-fledged comic, because what we want to do is kind of bring you guys on board and watch us make the thing. And we'll do this throughout the week. We'll invite you guys for free, the free live stream. So you're welcome just to hang out and watch. But you won't get access to the files, you won't get access to the comic, you won't get access to any of that unless you purchase through the Solid State comic download page that we have. And we'll put those links out later. And if you want them now, you can just ask John. John can hook you up. But the idea is that we want to kind of help teach people to make their own content, but at the same time, we want to kind of create a process that is fun and easy for us and bring you guys along the ride. And also slowly build our comic, because eventually we're going to have like a big old 100, 200 page comic, in a few months. And then when we take that and then actually make it like a physical thing and then produce it. I found that there's something about the ability to tell the story, or to not tell the story, but to produce the product, like with people participating, brings on some sort of accountability that I think is going to be useful to us. It's going to give us some sort of sense of deadline and make sure that we can get this stuff done, as well as it's fun for all, so everyone can join on this stuff. And this is all pre-recorded, so you guys can come back and watch this later. So if you missed something, or if you're coming in late, you can watch it later. So anyways, Kalen's going in there, he's retouching up the stuff, which is all good.
Let them know again about the quality, just how bad it is right now.
Oh yeah, the quality is going to be really bad for now. And John will remind me that you guys can't see stuff, so I'll zoom in for you guys so you guys can see it a little bit full throttle. Because if it's low res on my screen, it means it must be doubly low res on your screen, triply low res. But it's only because the internet that we are using now is like, because we just got the studio space and we just started using it. The internet now is literally like free internet that they give us. That's part of the kind of the lease, but it's not good, as you can tell. If I go any higher, then the stream's gonna drop every like 5-10 minutes. And that's no good, because then we don't have a stream. We have just a series of videos. So you guys just gotta, wait, what? The mic sounds like it's on the desk behind you. I can hear the typing louder than you talking. I wonder if it's because it's on the...
Stop typing so loud.
Wait.
I can't. I have to type with like.
Hey, grab that
conviction,
Timo. Grab that Timo hat. And here, I can boost up my mic as well. Hello. Boost up my mic.
Want me to type under that?
Testing. Testing. No. Put the hat underneath the mic, so hopefully we'll condense.
Like this?
No, underneath. So the mic is on it. Or put it on the table too. Put it on the coffee table.
Yeah. Here. Well, now it's actually closer. Here, how about this?
Oh boy. Yeah, I can see it on the screen.
Oh yeah? Alright. Let me just not type like a jerk.
Yeah. Well, that's like my first thing. It's okay. We're gonna have a different setup. We're just still moving in, guys.
Yeah.
But all right. So we can get started, I guess. Kalen's almost or is done. I'm not sure. If you're not done, are you done? Maybe not.
With these notes, I think the major beats. Yeah, this is
okay.
This is good for now.
Okay.
Where'd you find this real-time board?
Google it,
you
man.
literally type in whiteboard.
Yeah, I just typed in online whiteboard and then bam.
Yeah.
It was like the third link down and I just said, all right, done.
This
is really awesome.
It is really awesome.
If anybody learns anything today about a super cool product that they should really be interested in,
it's real-time
board.
Yeah, this comic stuff's okay. We're actually advertising this
is
real-time
all an
board.
elaborate scheme to advertise real-time board.
Yeah, and we're trying to get sponsorship from them, and so this is really what it's about. All right. So this little guy right here. I'm gonna do some R&D on my end. I'm going to put page 2 panels. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to page 2 panels. Rough. Oh wait. PSD page 2 panels. And again, reminder, the quality is bad.
Straight up bad.
Yeah. But this will probably be maybe the first and last one that's bad. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe there'll be 3 or 4 after this. Depends on how soon we do these streams or how often we do them. But the first one's definitely going to be the worst. But you know, we are setting out to try to launch in August, the beginning of August, and guess what? Today's the beginning of August, and so we had to just make do with what we have. But I understand. I want the best quality for you guys, so that way you guys can see our faces, HD faces soon. But you guys will have access to the HD boards, or the actual boards, and those are HD. So anyway, all right, we can just go through this, right?
Yeah.
So let me look at the board. Okay, so the first board, Kaylin's going to pitch. He's gonna basically pitch me this 5 boards. This is kind of what we do. He pitched me like this stuff before, but like he's gonna pitch me this stuff now, and then we're gonna talk about how we can break it up into 3 different sections.
Yeah.
So you guys can just watch Kaylin.
All right. So basically, here's the next episode as I see it happening, which I realize is going to be odd for everybody that's watching because they know nothing about the first episode.
Oh yeah, here we could probably let's try to pitch the first one, since we have it boarded, and just take those off the tape, and I'll just put it in front of the camera. You think we could do that?
Yeah.
Well, the camera's cord's not long. It's not.
I made a huge mistake anyway.
You just looked at the. Maybe we should pitch ourselves the stories.
No, that's totally fine. I just realized that I am writing episode 3. So let me leave the beats for a different.
So here, let me. John,
2.
give me those pages. I'll just do that.
They want to know if you're going to be doing any drawings during this at all.
Yeah, of course. Well, once we get the story.
And also, one of them want to know if you could do a critique from.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. This isn't necessarily a critique session. This is us making the story of our comic book and basically getting you guys on board and watching us do this. But as for the critiques, I will, when I do my personal live streams, even those ones I don't really do necessarily critiques, mainly because I have like a class of mentorship that people pay for me to critique their work and their all that stuff. So critiques are one of those things that I usually just do like a lottery style, or I will do a type critique. Like if you send it to me through Facebook, I will say, if I have time, I will like message you, be like, hey, what's up, man? And this is what I think. And I do that from time to time, and that's for free. But like I said, I try to be fair for those people who actually, you know, who've paid for my time, and so that way I don't want you to feel that I give you a critique and people are, hey, wait, I paid for the class. Wait, do you have give me them in order, maybe?
I really like the idea of like a lottery.
Yeah, the lottery idea is good because then that way it's like anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just like
luck.
Yeah, let me see it. I can do it through order what Kaylin's writing.
Oh, probably
stuff.
loud again. Sorry. All frantic now.
We'll just retape this stuff later. Or just put this in the. What the? Okay. Thank you, sir. But you guys are welcome to stay if you don't care about the not getting critiqued and not watching me draw until at least about half an hour to an hour from now. Not even that long. Because once we get the story stuff, like we get that down as fast as possible, so we can start seeing the visuals. Because that's what the comic book's about. All right. Can you guys see my? Ooh. This is funny. All right. So we start off. I need to get my orientation right. It's all backwards. So this is what we got so far for episode 1, and this is during the Ustreams during the week especially when we get the internet better. I'm going to be working on this, and you guys can come watch me work on the actual painted panels, and that is its own thing. That's part of this whole package, but that's its own thing, right? But this is what we got just roughed out right now. And I've already drawn this panel and painted it to kind of establish style. But a lot of the stuff can change, and that's the beauty about this whole Gumroad stuff too. Is we're writing each episode as we go, but we might go back and change an episode here and there, depending on what happens throughout the story. And then when we feel really happy with it, we will basically officially change everything. And if you already purchased it from the beginning, you will get all those changes. There's no foul or effect on you. It's just. That way we can keep ourselves loose, but at the same time, we can deconstruct if we need to make it better. So, are there some connection problems? Black screen? Ugh. Are people having connection problems? So we start off, I apologize if you are having connection problems. We start off in a robot city. It looks very electronical, very, very hip. And then we see a robot on top of a building, and he's got basically wires for a mohawk, and he's looking down at a pool. Can you see the pool? Look at that. Look at that badass concept of a pool.
I don't think nobody could have done a better pool concept than that. I like how it's a rectangle.
Yeah, it looks like they're having connection problems.
Oh boy.
Something's going on. I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't know. For those of you who are not having connection problems, I'm sorry. Oh. So then we have the robot's face. He's faceless, at least for now he is. And he's just looking down, and you can hear cheering. Yeah! You hear all that kind of stuff. And then we get a shot of him on top of this giant monolithic building, and we see a bunch of other robots, kind of hipster looking robots wearing jackets and cool shit, I guess.
Robros.
And they're yeah! And they're cheering, and then he's yeah! And then I think in this shot I'm going to switch him out pulling out guns. But anyways, he pulls out guns, whatever, and they're jump, 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 in a robot language, but we translate the robot language, unless you can speak binary code.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you guys don't.
I speak hexadecimal, so I don't really know.
And then jump, 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 and then in the crowd, my orientation. There's a guy in there, and his name is. We'll just leave him nameless. It's not important, but he is an important character. But a robot, just in the crowd, distinctly different, stands out. He says, "Speech," and then yeah, and then yeah, there you go. Someone's already speaking binary code. Awesome, and so. We see it hit the guy on the top, this robot with the wire mohawk, and he's just shh. He's trying to ease the crowd. He's trying to get them all kind of cool, and they are all cool. Maybe we could hear all the fans in their processors shh.
No, they're liquid cooled.
Oh, liquid cooled. Never mind. This is the fucking future robots. and then you see his face, and since our robots don't have faces, we're planning on using emoticons digital versions of emoticons to display their actual facial emotions. And then as you see that, the dialogue he says right here is "Rubber dub dub bitches," and then he jumps off this building towards the pool.
That's my greatest accomplishment as a writer, by the way.
That's Kalen's writing credit. I don't think we're gonna change it. So if you don't like it, fucking whatever, dude. Just accept it. And then he's like flying down. He's like, woo! And he pulls out his guns and starts shooting rockets and bullets, like as like a way to trail his way down. He's almost trying to make himself go down faster, and he's trying to like, yeah. And he goes into the pool, but he goes down so fast, so hard, so furious. He cracks his head on the bottom of the pool, and that crack opens up his shit, and that shit opens up, causes a huge explosion. Can't you look at that? I'm afraid that Michael Bay might see this and be like, I need to hire this guy. Or no, I'm going to steal this and then put it in my next Ninja Turtle movie.
If it was Michael Bay, I think his mouth would have exploded when he said rub-a-dub-dub bitches.
Yeah. And so then the guy in the crowd that said speech starts to walk through the crowd as the explosion is causing debris and confetti of robotic parts and liquid coolant stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then we see that character reach into the pool, pull out our character's jacket. That we'll give him a name since you guys don't know his name. His name's Ray Ray. And so then that guy, not this guy's not Ray Ray. The guy that died just a moment ago, just exploded, is Ray Ray. And then the robot that grabs his jacket walks through the crowd, and they're all like, yeah! Woo! Right, they're all excited, and you're just like, wait, someone just got murdered. Someone just like suicided. But you realize that they're all in on the joke, right? Because as this character walks towards kind of like an empty shell, you see right here? Look at that badass empty shell. He walks towards the empty shell.
Looks like Bender.
Yeah, I know. And then this shot's actually removed. We removed this shot. So this uploading is actually over on this side too. So you see the words uploading and you see a little bar. Oh my gosh, my orientation. You see, this would be better if I just look at it. So you see, like how it says uploading, and then the bar is going and going and going. And then all of a sudden, we see that main character go, rub-a-dub-dub, bitches, when the upload is fully complete. You see what has happened, if you're not entirely sure, he's uploaded his consciousness to another robot body, right? And then we see him reach for his head. He basically like, and then pulls out the wires from his new computer, I guess, right? And makes a new mohawk from the wires. And then he gets his jacket from his buddy, and then he looks over his shoulder like a badass, because that's what you do after you've killed yourself, then upload your consciousness.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do.
Yes.
Look over my shoulder.
And then we have our main character, Ray Ray, and the title, Solid State, with everybody, with the crowd and everybody cheering. And
if you already got it on Gumroad, then you've probably seen an animated version of that.
Yeah, if you got it on Gumroad, we have a teaser trailer for this, which we're going to release after this video, so you guys can check it out. But or after the stream. But this is pretty much our first episode, and this is not like the first like thing. It's just the first episode of like a chapter. Each month we're going to do one full chapter. So that's going to be, like, this was about 7 pages. So like I said, like roughly 5 to 7 pages for every week. So that adds up to like 20, 28 pages every month. Yeah. And then that's what we call a chapter. And then every month we're going to keep doing a chapter until we find the end of the story. Until we realize, we got to end it on chapter 4 or chapter 5. Whatever we feel comfortable with. But, all right, let me organize this. Did you finish writing the second? All right, so let's go into the second. So
I'm actually on the correct episode this time.
Yeah, so Kayla wrote the third episode. Like I said, we have a kind of a loose idea of what the whole story is, because we feel comfortable moving forward with that.
It's a good problem to have. It's like, oh no, I was 2 episodes ahead. Oh, whoops. So that's fine.
Check it out.
Backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, so here's the binary code that we had on a post-it note. So this is one of our ideas, is like the binary. It starts off like the story starts off with our characters like talking in binary code, and then we start translating until like halfway through. But I don't know how that looks. As I was looking at it, I was like, it's a cool idea, but I don't know if it's like a cool thing to do. So
I still think it's cool.
It is cool. Maybe we'll do it. We'll see what it looks like because Ray Ray doesn't say anything in the beginning. That's why. So it could be cool if the people are shouting like Ray 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 Ray, right? And then we start off and then we start translating that into Ray 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 Ray. And that could be our good segue. Anyway, all right, sorry guys.
Tom Cruise in Valkyrie style.
Oh look, this guy just did it. Ray.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Okay, he says, my penis is very, very large. And, oh no, it says I mean awesome. My binary code is a little rusty.
Yeah, it is.
So, okay, let's go to the, let's switch.
You should add robotic crows.
Hell yes. I'm down for robotic
Why
crows.
don't you get out of my head, janker?
You know, that suggestion, we're not going to pay you nothing, man. So,
Yeah,
if you
be
give us
careful.
cool ideas, we will take it and make a profit.
Yeah.
So
We're,
be careful. Don't tell us too cool of an idea.
You can interpret this like me, John, and AJ are talking about our story, walking down the street, and all of you people are like shouting ideas at us, and if we steal it,
Nobody will ever know. There's no evidence
that's on
of it.
you.
Yeah.
That's on
All right. So let's go through this. So as you can see, Kaylin already wrote down. So we have the opening episode is just kind of gives us a lot of exposition. It talks about everybody's a robot pretty much. We don't explain why or what happened. They're just fucking robots, and then they are uploaded to some sort of cloud or something because they have an ability to get their consciousness from one body to another body, right? And so after Ray jumps off the pool and blows himself up, and then uploads himself into a different drone, and he wakes up, or we're calling it a shell, right?
Yeah,
shell's cooler.
Shell.
So like he wakes up in a shell, and then he's like, yeah, nothing happened, I'm fucking cool. And then again, you guys don't really know who these characters are specifically. You just know Ray's crazy, and he's at a party, and that's pretty much all you should know at this point. Okay, and then now we're going to get into a little bit more of like this second episode is going to be a little bit more of like trying to explain a little bit about the world, about our characters, just a little bit, not too much. Because I think exposition is best told through action, right? And I don't mean just like explosions, like people like naturally talking about it or things naturally coming up, versus like where they spend like the first 10 minutes in a movie like, long ago there was a thing and the things and the stuff and the stuff, and not to bag on that. I mean, sometimes it's appropriate, but I don't think it's appropriate for us.
If we ever get to the point in our story of robots that can like die 1,000 times and come back to life. If we ever get to a point in that world where it's just two robots talking to each other for like 20 pages, then we've definitely made a mistake.
Yeah.
Somewhere, and we need to go
supposed
back
to be fun.
and start over. Yeah, because like, what's the point of having a story about robots that can change their bodies if we don't do that?
Yeah, if we don't do it often and blow them up often.
Yeah, that's the point. That's like getting into like, Call of Duty and then trying to be like, let me sign this ceasefire treaty. That's just not how it works. You go and you shoot people.
Yeah, one of the viewers had a suggestion basically to make a 3D print of the main character itself.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do that at Home Depot now.
What?
Really?
Yeah, you could like, or maybe it's not Home Depot. Maybe it's Lowe's.
Okay.
I believe it.
All right, let's move it along. I don't have too much time, and then the stream's got to be shorter.
Okay, so basically what's got to happen next, we're hoping that in the first episode for the first week, we just handle a lot of business, and it's really exciting, and we see that initial dynamic, and hopefully everybody can understand what's happening, that this guy just killed himself and he uploaded himself into another robot. I don't think that's too difficult to understand. Yeah. But the next episode, so week 2, is more about explaining what that means according to our world. So we're going to try to do a little bit of explaining what's going on. So this first part where it says Ray has an insane number of con drives. Basically, con drive is your consciousness drive.
Oh, clever wordplay.
And you'll see it's written in camel case.
Oh, camel toe.
If there are any programmers out there who know about camel toe, that's what they call camel toe. Anyway, so it's con drive. A con drive is basically what holds your entire consciousness. And what I'm saying is that it's got to be like a massive amount of memory that you need in this hard drive. Like, I'm talking like at least like 20 kilobytes. Probably more realistically.
Well, we were saying we're going to make up a word, right? Like
we're going to make
quantum bytes.
Quantum bytes.
Yeah, quantum bytes.
Is a horrible joke. Like if this were being made like in 1926, they'd be like 20 kilobytes. Are you insane?
Quantum
Yeah, but it'll be like quantum bytes. It'll be like a good
camel toe.
A gazillion quantum bytes that you need, and that's how much storage space you need in your con drive in order to upload your entire consciousness, because we're so dynamic as your consciousness is such a crazy thing. But anyway, so these con drives are super expensive. You can buy as many as you want, so like you can die. It's basically kind of like having 100 lives. Like, oh no, my con drive got corrupted or it died. I'll just upload my consciousness into another one and respawn. You can do that as many times as you want, as long as you keep buying con drives. But the thing is that they're super expensive. Like, if I were to equate it to like a real world, like, relationship, it would be like buying a car. So most people only have like 1 or 2 cars, if you've got like a really steady job or something, if you're like lower middle class or something. But a super, super rich person could have 100 cars, 1,000 cars, something like that.
Yeah, and that brings us to Ray Ray, because Ray Ray he's part of a gang, and he is super rich.
Super duper rich.
Super
not only is he super rich, but like he's like, this is part of who he is. Like you just saw, like at a party for other people's amusement, he killed himself. So this is just something he kind of does. Like, imagine you went to a party with like a super rich person, and they're like, "Welcome to my party," and they dropped like a Cadillac off of a building just for your entertainment.
Just
like,
to show you how awesome he is.
That's the kind of guy Ray Ray is. So hopefully we can expose some of that in this first bit of dialogue on the first page.
All right.
And then we learn a little bit about Borneo. So Borneo is Ray Ray's buddy who fishes his jacket out of the swimming pool in the beginning.
Do we have the...
Looks like it went black screen again for somebody.
For somebody? I'm so sorry, man. If you can hear me, I'm sorry, buddy.
So is there going to be a romantic robot time in this deal? Robot, romantic.
This guy, remember this guy? Barney? I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
Could. It could be. Can you hand me this all those?
Life is nothing without love.
All right.
So,
What's next?
Borneo wants Ray Ray to test out his pica shell. So we haven't really talked about this yet, but basically there are 2 different types of robots in this world. There's the pica, and then there's the ORT. And Borneo and Ray Ray are both ORT, and pica is a different type of robot entirely, and the types of hardware don't interact with each other. So if you're a pica robot and you buy a gun, you can shoot it, but you can't give it to an ORT, and that ORT wouldn't be able to fire the gun. Like, it's incompatible with
it. It's like, Mac versus Windows. Yeah,
something like that. So basically, Borneo is like a genius kind of programmer, and he's the only person in history to ever like hack into a pica hardware and be able to use it as an ORT. But it's very dangerous to nobody wants to test it out, because they feel like they might explode, like if they test it, because they don't know what's going to happen. Nobody's ever tried it.
Is that how you spell Borneo? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's Borneo.
Great.
Okay. So Borneo's going to ask Ray Ray to test it out, but we're going to learn a little bit about Ray Ray, is that he's kind of a racist. He hates pica technology and he thinks it's worthless. So it's EK, but whatever. Who's judging? I'm not judging.
EK?
I don't like the...
No, Harn and then EK. Yeah, so no IC.
Harnick?
Yeah, we could change it. We could write it however we want, but that's how we write it.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
fine.
Anyway.
That's fine.
So, Borneo wants Ray Ray to kind of test out his new robot body that he hacked into, and Ray Ray doesn't want to try it at all. He's not scared, he just doesn't want to be affiliated with this like lesser kind of hardware. So, can you go back to the notes, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. So this gets the crowd like into a frenzy, because everybody's watching them talk, and then they just start chanting, just kind of like, USA, USA, but they're saying ORT. I used to just have it be ORT, but it sounded like they were seals.
Yeah, yeah, because when Kaylin was like picturing me like the way they cheer this, I was just like, wait a minute.
It's social commentary.
Oh boy.
No, but they say ORT.
Yeah, ORT is much cooler.
And they can like start hitting their chest like Matthew McConaughey in The Wolf of Wall Street, and they're like,
Some robots though.
Yeah, it's all so the robots, so they're like hitting themselves like real hard, and then all of a sudden like a dead mouse like
dubstep.
Harnack is the coolest looking, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, villains usually are.
Yeah, they're cool looking. And then there's an explosion. An explosion happens.
Oh boy.
And like 12 people go flying across the swimming pool, and a bunch of them die, and like it's chaos, and all hell breaks loose. We're at this party where it's normal to see people kill themselves, but you don't kill other people, that's just rude. So somebody shows up and kills a bunch of people right in the middle of this party. Next, Ray figures out who it is, and we see like the mist clearing, and we're gonna figure out who this person is that has just landed in the middle of the party trying to kill everybody. And who is it? It's Harnack. Harnack taunts Ray for having... Harnack is like the opposite of Ray. Harnack he's also really rich. He's got his own version of immortality. So like Ray's got like 1,000 different con drives, so he can never die. Because if he dies, he just uploads again into another body. Harnack is kind of the same situation, but they hate each other. And Harnack is a Pika robot. And he's from a different gang. He hates ORTs, and he hates Ray in particular, but we don't know why yet. So he shows up, and he's about to cause some chaos, and we'll see what kind of chaos he can cause.
And that's
in the next episode, which I thought we were going to do today, but
which was an action sequence. We gotta have some expositional stuff, so you can care about the characters a little bit, and then we put them in danger. At least that's how we're going about it.
Yeah.
So so the next thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk about these 5 things and how we can break them up into panels, and then I'm gonna draw those panels. But what we do is we usually do this first, right? And then we like write down the 3 panels what we think it is, and I just draw, and then write down the 3 panels, think what it is, and I draw.
Yeah.
Because it's easier instead of us writing in like all the panels as we go all the way to the bottom. Because what ends up happening is like after we see the first like page, we're like, oh snaps! Like we know what needs to happen next. Like I just basically started with what I think we need to start off with, and then we go to like I start the page with a panel that starts to introduces us to what's going on, and then I end it with like what happens now that something's happened and what happens next. And then that I think helps us, because then we can like go off like, okay, then we know we need to start with something like this in the next panel, and you guys will see what happens when it happens. So I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. This guy's not important anymore. So so this first one, Kalen, Ray has an insane number of con drives. That's what we're trying to achieve with this first panel, right? Like make everybody understand. Okay, so he just jumped into the pool. He's exploded himself. He got out of the pool, or he didn't get out of the pool. He uploaded himself into a different body, and then he cheers and he puts on his jacket and he's badass. Mm-hmm. He's back. Yeah, he's in a little bit cleaner suit, right? Because it's like a brand new one. Yeah. Maybe not. I think we had like an idea originally where like people were like drawing on him, like tattooing his like drone. But whatever.
Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing.
Yeah, that's all conceptual stuff. So then he gets up, puts on his jacket, solid state. Right, epic.
Yeah. And all the fire is still.
Yeah, the fire is like in front of him. It's like it's a cool scene. And
if there's ever a time to have a dialogue in this story, it's then when there's like fire basically falling from the sky.
Yes. So they're still like out and about. People are just chilling. So Borneo comes up to him and does what? Like does he like starts talking to him and be like, "Hey man, you only got a few more drives left, bro." And he's
so Borneo starts the conversation. He says, "So how many do you have left? 13, 14?"
I see.
And Ray says, "No, I've got 96, sucker."
96.
That's basically it.
Sucking dick.
I said thousands before, so now 96 doesn't sound like a lot. But that's a lot. Imagine you had 96 vehicles. That's a lot.
I think we should make it 1,000 though.
1,000?
Because we should like start at like the fun and games in the story, like when he starts like beating the shit out of Harnack, like because that's the contrast, right? Because Harnack is not like him, right? That like Harnack is essentially killing like when we get to the action scene, he's destroying
every single one.
But he's like, could you imagine like Ray Ray comes up to him, he like punches him in the stomach, and then like Harnick chops off his head.
Yeah.
And then Ray Ray gets on the back of him, starts trying to choke him out, then he chops off his arms and then blows him up. And then from underneath like the pool, there's one that tries to pull him into the pool. Yeah. But all of this is Ray Ray. It's like the same dude, but he's like jumping into different bodies. Every time one dies, he's in a different one.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like
the point is he's got way more than he should have.
Yeah. And so that way, like 96 seems like, oh, he's running out. He's like, we're counting him down, like he's losing them. Versus this, where he's like.
If you look at the rest of the conversation, what Borneo will explain to it. Of course, we could slide these numbers around all we want, but I do want it to be kind of scary when somebody dies at all. So like, I would like Ray Ray to have like 10 or 20 times more than most people, but most people really only have one or two backups. So they've got the one that they're in, and then they've got one or two backups at home or like at a remote location somewhere or whatever. Yeah. So whenever somebody dies, like at this party, what happens in the explosion when people die, it's not like a super big deal because we know they're not gone forever, but I want it to have an impact like, oh shit, those were civilians, man. Like they're probably like, they need to lay low for a little while until they can buy another drive, So that's the only thing about getting these numbers too high.
Well, I think Ray
Ray more epic if you.
Yeah, I think Ray Ray can have those high numbers, but I think you're right. Like everybody else should have like 5.
Yeah, it's
like I only have 5. It's like think about like Cars. We should think about like as if you like he's like Jay Leno, right? And then everyone else is just like I don't know, just some Hollywood dude who has like 4 or 5 Porsches, which is basically their bodies. Yeah. Where Ray Ray is Jay Leno, who has like a garage museum of cars.
And then he's got another one in Australia.
Yeah, another one in Australia. Yeah, it's just. But that's like later on in the story, right, where we get rid of all that. Like it becomes that much more. Like he has so much, and he squandered it, right, which could add to like a whole other theme that we didn't really think about. Like, but like what I mean, like. And now he has none. That's I would love that idea, like from him having almost an endless supply to now having only one. Right, that's going to be great later. Yeah, I think 96 is a good number though. Maybe we could say 9600.
69.
6900.
Thank you, John, for your contribution.
He should always be like 6900.
There's a question.
And then he always like every time he loses one, he buys another one, so he always taps at 69. So silly.
There's a question that says, so is this world a real one, like Transformers Home Planet, or a virtual one, like Tron?
It's right now. It's real.
Yeah.
It's a real planet.
California,
it's a real place.
Yes. Right now we have it located in California. At least our version. If I had to describe what it is now, because we still aren't. We've talked about what it could be. I just think it's like a parallel universe, pretty much. But we don't explain any of that. We don't want to explain any of that. Yeah. It's just everybody's robots, and they happen to be in Hollywood. It's just because Hollywood's cool, and but we've talked about this, Kayla and I. But I don't want to say anything too much because because we don't know if we're going to expose any of that information later. Yeah. If that's going to be like, mind blown.
Part of the reason why I thought of like setting it in LA in the first place was like we live in LA, so it's like it's a. It's kind of nice to just base it where you live, but also like I feel like there's not that many movies that are set in LA anymore because the film permits are so expensive. But it's like it's a comic book, so we don't care. True. So let's set it in LA.
We have to watch out for spoiler alerts too as we go along too, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just another disclaimer. This is a huge spoiler. Just be. You're gonna be spoiled.
Yeah, if you're gonna be part of the live streams,
you're gonna know what's happening.
You're probably gonna be spoiled.
But it's cool because you might be part of it. You might help us.
I mean, as evidence of that, we're beating out the second episode when the first one hasn't even come out yet. So
you already know what it looks like.
There you go.
All right. Anyways, so
he's got 96 drives. Okay, X amount of drives. Let's just say 96 for now. Yeah. So Borneo asked him, "How many do you have left? 13 or 14?" Which is about the number that Borneo himself has. Yeah. And Ray Ray's like, "No, I've got 96." So the point is that he's got a ton. Yeah. And Borneo tries to tell him like, "Look, not everybody's rich like you. If you keep like killing yourself for show, people are going to start to resent you for it." Yeah. And Ray Ray says his epic character building line of what's the point of being immortal if you're not going to live?
It's like the we should definitely evolve that, because it's also like whenever I saw the trailer for what was it, 25 Years as a Slave, there's a part where he's like, I don't want to survive, I want to live, right?
Oh yeah.
So like it's definitely on the, like, I love that kind of line, but I think maybe we should evolve it, right? Like we should. It's the same kind of tone of what you just said.
Yeah.
But instead of like, that's like totally like, I've heard that when I saw it in the trailer, I was just like, I've heard that before. I think every Amistad they might have said it. Like every like racist fucking slave movie, there's always. But he's not a racist or a slave. Well, he is a racist.
He is a racist.
But it's not a movie about racism. It's just he's just happens to be racist, and yeah, it still could be about racism. But my point is that
there's definitely those undertones.
Yeah, my point is that we can definitely evolve that line. But it doesn't matter. I get it. We'll just use that line right now.
Over
right?
9,000 drives.
I've got over 9,000 drives.
And another question says, will there be a hive mind in this robot world that controls some of the body?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Yeah, like, just imagine these robots, like, it's kind of like a social commentary about, like, the internet and, like, how people are, like, on Facebook. A little bit of that. A little bit about that's going on. At least that's kind of what inspired my idea for, like, robots. It's just, like, you know how everybody's on their phone? Like, everybody lives, like, through their social media. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, Ray Ray is essentially, you know, the guy that owns all these different social medias, and he can log into any one of them, I guess.
And there's the cloud, right?
Yeah. But none of that's like, none of that's entirely. But yeah, you should hold off on the questions so we can try to get it. Yeah, we'll there'll be like John will just keep them on. He'll document them. But as you guys are asking, I don't want you guys not to ask questions.
Progress.
But I don't want to keep getting sidetracked, so we can kind of at least get some drawings done, because we still need to finish this.
Yeah.
There's still time doesn't slow down when we answer questions.
Yeah. Okay.
So he says the epic character defining line, like,
yeah.
He basically says there could be a sense of theme there too, right? Like, he's basically saying, what's the point?
What's the point of being immortal
if you're not going to live? Yeah, which is great. I like that. So then what happens?
So then Borneo, maybe Borneo was trying to get Ray Ray into that state of mind. So Borneo's like, exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why you should test out my new Pica body. And Ray Ray's like, man, fuck that trash. And he basically goes on like a racist tirade.
So let's write. So that's like the second beat, right?
Yeah.
Or second page.
Yeah.
So let's get the first three written down. Okay. And I'm gonna throw up Facebook. Wait, not Facebook. Photoshop. So yeah, just put those up, and then I'm gonna start drawing it. So the first beat would be what? What do you think it would be? Okay, so we just got out of the pool.
Check it out. I've got 96 drives, but a bitch ain't one. That's basically what he says.
But that's like the second one I'm imagining. The first one's
what the?
The first I moved it to the side. The first one would be what?
Well, I mean, it's a. Well,
remember how we did it before? We had like 1, 2, 3, and then like it was like the. And then out for me it was really easy to see like the panels.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. This could be the first panel I've got. So the first panel will end with him saying, "I've got 96 drives." So like.
The last panel would end with. No, like, you know how we, like, the way that we did this? I don't know if you remember. Like you said, he quiets down the audience, and then he says, rub-a-dub-dub bitches, and then jumps into the pool. So you drew those, you wrote those at 3 different Post-it notes. And then I added this one. Yeah. So, like, we don't start with that, because Borneo says, hey, man, don't you only have 13, 14 drives?
Well, yeah, so, but that's what I'm saying. So he'll say that, and I've got 96 drives in the first panel. You know, it'll be like bubble. Yeah, but here I could write that out, because I could see how it's misleading. like.
Yeah, the more specific, because this is where we're going to get a little more specific, so that way it's easier for me to kind of start looking at it and thinking about it.
Okay, there we go. So, how many you got? I'm not gonna write like line for line. I'm just writing like.
What you imagine would be in the first
so we
panel.
can exactly
All right, cool. Well, while you're doing that, then I can answer some questions. So Kayla's going to write those out for me because it's easier for me to be able to visualize it if it's broken up like this. Because if we just say stuff happens and then we just kind of let like me kind of just go for it, like it could be bad. I could draw it wrong, or I could draw too many, or I can draw too little. But if we could see beat for beat for beat, like what's happening, like it's so much easier. Like we just go through this so much faster. Wait, anyone had a question?
Yeah. Do the robots have family-like social structures?
Yeah.
They absolutely do. That's very good insight.
I would assume they would have like it's like just imagine how our world is today, except everybody's robots and we are immortal.
Yeah.
Through the idea of cloud.
Full disclosure, I wasn't gonna say anything, but Borneo is Ray Ray's cousin. But that's what you get for being part of the live stream. Spoilers. That's what you get. That's what you signed up for. Sorry.
All right, so what happens next? People are going to resent you if you do this forever. What's the point of being immortal if you're going to live?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's good. So what I'm thinking that we can do, we can try to cut it off like this. Because there's important things being said.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have the crowd, whatever, right here. You know, we could have Borneo be right here and be like, you know, they're like walking and talking kind of thing. People are surrounding them, perhaps. And then Ray Ray is like doing his thing, they're talking. Get a good shot of their backs, maybe, with the logos. Right? So, and then I'm imagining the text box could be, for him, be like right around here. Oh boy. And then his text box is like, and I got 99.6 drive, Megan! Right?
Yeah.
And he says his thing, and then this is where we get a close-up of Borneo. Borneo! I haven't really concepted his front of his face, so I'm not entirely sure what it looks like. But I'm just gonna make one up. I'm just gonna put.
The back of his head, he kind of looks like that guy from House Party.
Yeah, Kid and Play. I think it's Kid, right? Or is it Play? I forget. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So people are going to resent you. Maybe there's opportunity for dialogue right there. And then Ray Ray is like, oh, we can do like. Head turn. Right? And then he just says, he looks like a duck right there. Oh well. And then he says to Borneo, what's the point? So the way that I want to try to lead the eye though, okay. So much better in Photoshop. So then I can have Borneo's text right there, and then I can have Ray Ray's text right here. And then I can have Borneo's text right there, Borneo's text right there, and then I can Ray Ray's text right here, maybe? Yeah, I don't like that. This is a problem being Photoshop. I can undo. No, I don't think that works actually. Yeah, then Ray Ray's text right here. So that way, boop, 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 boop. You see this?
Me? No.
I'm gonna use a different pen too, because this pen's like real dodgy. Sharpie, man. Sharpie's the best. Alright. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, remember there's still like embers and stuff falling from the sky.
But that's all when I get
It's
to
all
the.
effects work.
Yeah, that's like this is just so we can see the story. So, in this box, I'm imagining him saying, you know, like the stuff that you're saying, like he's like, "Yo, man, how many drives you got left? Like what, 12, 14, or con drives, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Bitch,
Yeah.
I got
Slaps him.
69, 100, whatever he says, sucker." Right, and then he's just like, "All right, but you know, people are gonna get resentful, man. Like, you should, be a little bit more conservative with that shit." He's like, "Conservative? What's the point about being immortal if you can't live?" "I don't want to survive. I want to live."
I want to live.
All right, what do you think? Is good?
That confused me at the end of the movie. Did his wife remarry?
I don't care.
I didn't get it. I was like,
I don't care.
No, I don't understand what's happening.
It was a good movie. Slave
It
movies
was
are
really good.
Slave movies are just good. Like I was a slave, and now I'm not a slave.
Yeah.
Good movie. Like every time.
I was watching it on a plane, and it was hard to pay attention, but it was good.
All right. One. All right. So I'm gonna put this in there for you guys to see. So you guys will be able to, if John's going to, if you haven't had access to this, John, can you share this for them?
Yeah, right there. Got it.
Oh, snap.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna put www because I guess the link broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you resolve that. It's all good. John's going to be sending to you guys a link. Add files, upload files.
Here's this link, guys. Check it out. Follow us.
Okay, and then you can draw, right? So we can have this doing that dealies. Actually, I could probably make this larger so people can see it better. Okay.
And yes, this is live recorded.
Panel 1. Oh my gosh. Note to self, you can't write. It's too slow. It's vector based, that's why. Alright. Okay, what happens next, Kaylin? What do we got? So I can draw that right now.
What
Okay,
happens
so
next?
he says.
I haven't written that far.
So he says all that stuff, and then he says, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's the point of blah 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 if I can't
people-
live?" And then he says, "Test out my new packet show."
Well,
So
no,
how
wait.
does he go about that?
Actually, wait. Is this connected? What is this connected to? Oh, that's the line. Remember, you can connect them. Check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I felt like
Damn.
you can connect like the
Yeah, like actual.
But can you
See,
connect?
check that out. See?
But can you connect it again to like the actual?
To what?
Because that's like connected just to that post-it note, which is
Yeah.
all three of these post-it notes, isn't it?
This one? No. No. This is just this one. Right? Oh, wait. No, you're right. I'm still catching up. But yeah, you do this. See?
Yeah,
Woo.
that's what I was thinking.
But like not. I think I understand
Yeah, that's my
Your-
point. I was just.
your mind.
I mean, I guess you could connect the last one to this one,
Yeah. Okay.
but that might be the better one. Just connect it to the last one. I'll do it for you. No, you're right. Let's just do that. Like
Okay.
do it that way. So
Yeah,
we'll just.
I think
do
it's
this.
pretty clear, like what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming from that line. I think people won't be confused.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So good, man. This thing.
Okay, so next
It's unbelievable.
next is when Borneo gets really excited about Ray Ray being excited. So actually, you know what? Maybe in that last panel, you see that last panel where Ray Ray is like, what is he saying? What's the point of being?
Yeah.
Maybe we should be out more. Like maybe you could just do something more like that. You know,
Oh,
like maybe
so
just
we
go a
can
little bit
actually-
wider.
So you see more full body.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, I don't know, because I kind of like the 2-shot at first. So maybe this, and actually, you know, maybe we can. I don't know. It's just a thought. Yeah.
Well, let's just look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Doesn't hurt. And the hand here, hand there.
Or something really cool. Like maybe he's always like, you know, like kind of like in a relaxed kind of like body, like.
Well, maybe we should do something. If we're gonna see him more.
Like this. Okay, imagine this line being said with like the party raging behind him. So like if he's like this, if he's having the conversation, like, what's the point of you're not gonna live? And there's people behind him that are like, yeah, and they're like, you know, like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
one guy's doing one of these, yeah,
Just because it's cool.
yeah.
Alright, let's see what's up.
It's almost it's kind of like he's saying like, join the party, nerd. You know, like.
You know, it would be cool. I don't know if he shot himself after he said that line.
What?
He's like, what's the point of being moral if you ain't gotta live? And then like fireworks come out of his head, and everyone's like, what? And then he comes out from the crowd.
And he comes out from another one.
So what are you saying, Borneo? So what you saying, Borneo? Because that's ironic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll sit on that. Because I know there's important dialogue that needs to happen, and he just killed himself. That might be too much. Too much death in too short of time. Like I want that to happen when he fights Harnick. Like just death. Like every punch he's getting murdered, but it's okay because he's got 6,900 column drives just chilling everywhere, or shells. That's what it is. So there's people behind.
Shells on and con drive. So it's like the con drive is the drive. Like you can just buy one and like put it on your shelf.
You know what could be funny if like his head, maybe one of his head, like his head cracked on the bottom though. So how did he get back out? He catches his head, or he pulls out his head, or something. He has like remnant, like the contrast of what he's saying to what's happening, like him actually holding his like old head for whatever, like making a puppet out of it. I don't know. But my point is like maybe you're right. Like instead of just seeing his face, we could see like something that's like imagery wise, we have him doing something that's almost contradicting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying like him shooting himself is contradicting. Him having his old corpse is contradicting to what he's saying.
He could be if he's holding up his old head or something, and then.
Yeah. So regardless, we'll just sit on that. But
but that's a really, really good idea. Really good point. We should keep that.
Okay, so I like it better when we pull out because we have an opportunity to kind of
there's more
push.
opportunity. Okay, and then.
All right, so I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna
next
update.
page.
Okay. John, are you on? Oh, let me switch to panels, guys. So you guys, I didn't realize you guys couldn't see what I was drawing as I was drawing it.
Resolution so bad.
I know.
Is it?
It is. It's bad.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's.
Oh man. Can you go
Well,
full screen?
well, I just went full screen, so it should be better.
Okay.
It's all right, John. Calm down.
There we go. All right.
John's like real frustrated with you guys about the resolution. He's like, oh my god, because he sees the screen the way you guys see it. I sympathize, man.
There you go.
I get it.
That's better.
It's horrible.
All right, I'm gonna set something up right now. Canvas. All right. Well, you actually, John, you're invited to the solid state Dropbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Should have done this sooner. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just trying to build a comic canvas. So yeah. So John, go to the Dropbox link on the bottom. Oh, you already did. Go to solid state. Look for the solid state. go to the comic panels. So that way you can upload them. When I just save them in there. I'll just save them into this folder.
Yeah.
And then you just take them and then put them in their respected spots. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it should be uploading in a second. Anyway. Alright. So just replace this one with the one that's already there. Oh. Anyway, alright. So let's go to the next one.
Alright. Okay. So the next one is basically Borneo getting really excited about some nerdy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And him asking Ray Ray to try out the new hack that he's just worked out.
Okay. And that's the pica shell.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any relevance to why he's using the pica shell? Or wants him to so badly?
Well, nobody wants to test it out. And we haven't mentioned any of this yet, but nobody wants to test it out because it's dangerous, like it could fry your circuits.
Okay.
So he figures the best person to ask to test it out would be Ray Ray because he doesn't care if he fries his circuits and he's so reckless.
Okay.
But the only problem is Ray Ray doesn't want to test it out because he's so racist against pica technology.
I see.
So Borneo could test it out himself and maybe he will. We'll see.
Alright. But this, I'm assuming this is going to be the segue for whenever Ray Ray...
It's a different plot point, yeah. They're just, a different path to go down eventually.
Okay. Alright. And this is exposition to what?
It's
other operating system.
It's exposition. This, is probably, for world building, this is probably the most important dialogue in the entire comic.
So he says to Ray Ray, try out my new shell. After he says... okay, so after he literally has just said, but I want to live.
Yeah.
I don't want to survive. I want to live.
Yeah.
He says that, right? And then...
be making fun of this very serious issue.
Yeah.
Slavery.
Oh, it's a real story, too.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Fuck slavery.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And after he says that, what does Borneo say? What do you think he says?
Exactly, yeah, you should live. You should try new things. Drop.
Okay.
There's that kind of.
Yeah. That's good. That makes sense. Okay. And then after that is what happens? He says,
"Man, that's trash.
Trash.
That stuff is disgusting.
I'm proud of."
But Borneo gets all butthurt. He's like, "Oh, but I worked so hard on it." And so Ray Ray's like, "Look, I'm proud of you. You did something nobody else could. But we are faster, we're stronger, we're better." And then that's when Borneo's like, "Oh, but you know that the Pica model XQ5 is technically got 3 tokamak power cells and it can run at a processing speed of blah blah blah."
And this is all on the second thing right here.
This is all the second page, yeah.
Yeah, see, we need more bullets. All right.
More what?
Bullets. Like panels.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that we would need some more. Okay, let's do it. Let's try to figure this out.
Yeah, maybe I should just put each line on a separate post-it, and then we'll.
Yeah, that might be better, right?
And then we could figure out how to condense them into.
Yeah, because this is where we should be a little bit less vague and more for reals.
Yeah.
Because then I can see that a bit. Okay, so the first one he says, because right now I'm trying to think of how to do the full panel, right?
Yeah.
If according to what we got right here, I feel like we do it like this.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, because if he says a lot of shit, this is gonna be a page. This last panel is just a lot of shit being said. You know what I mean? If it goes there's a lot of back and forth, which is fine. I'm cool with back and forth.
Let me put the lines on there so we can get an idea for how big those text boxes need to be.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, let me answer any questions. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, lots.
Lots of questions.
Lots.
First one was, how does sex work?
Oh, we don't know, man. Well, at least I don't know. Caleb might know.
I know, but I keep it to myself.
Robot
No,
sex.
It's funny. We wanted this story to be ironic in as many ways possible, and so we thought part of the irony is that there's all these robots around that are extremely racist, but race doesn't exist in this world. So it's kind of like, it kind of is a social commentary on race, because it's like, you know, biologists don't exactly believe in race. Like, race is a social construct. And so this is kind of proof of that concept. It's like, even if there were all just robots with a human consciousness, they would invent races so that they would be racist towards each other. So gender is also kind of along those same lines. Like, anthropologists believe that gender is a social construct. And so I haven't found a place in the story yet to put gender relationships in. And I don't know if I will or not, or, you know, we'll have to talk about it and see if that's a good idea. But I mean, they definitely don't have any like sex organs, so.
Or
you know,
do they? I can draw one in.
We could draw some of the sexiest robots you've ever seen, but no, it's not like AI where you have like the sexy like Jude Law bot. Gross. Oh, has it got like a propeller on it? Ugh. With like a laser aiming system. What?
Robots, dude.
Connections.
Yeah, but yeah, they don't have like any sex organs to speak of. You know, yeah, like there would be no point because they can't really reproduce exactly, so they don't need them. But they do act like humans, so you know, maybe there's room in the future for so.
When I was, I've got a raging pen drive right now.
That's funny. Yeah, we don't know. All right,
Yeah.
Caleb, did you?
That's the short answer is we don't know.
All right, do you have a? Oh, what? Oh, you were answering the question.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. I'll answer this next question. Try to stay out of it. That way.
Okay.
If it's alternate reality or a real planet, why you choose to make the designs humanoid? Did you try more heads or limbs, etc.?
I think it's just because I drew a lot of I in the past I used to draw lots of robots wearing like fur coats because I just like the concept of that, and like a lot of robots like walking dogs and like surfing. It's just like it just was cool to me. There was like a cool look to that. And then I came to Canada and I was like, why don't we come up with a story? Because we have a bunch of ideas that we want to do story, but we wanted to kind of test out we wanted to do one that we thought would be fun, keep us loose, not too tied down to like harsh criticism from the outside world. But at the same time, kind of test our chops as storytellers. But I said, why don't we just do like a world of robots and build like this kind of cool idea around that? And then Kaylin came up with the idea of the whole consciousness and drives coming in and out. And I thought, like, that was really cool. Let's work with that. Let's tell a story about that kind of idea. And then he took it even further. And even though, like, that's kind of what's happening, like, that's kind of like the story, what at least what it looks like on the surface, there's definitely an undertone story that we're still working on and what we really are trying to work for. But as for humanoids, I think it's just, like, for now, all the characters you see are humanoid, but I think later on there potentially could be ones that aren't so humanoid. But it's literally, think of like the movie Cars, you know? That's pretty much what we were doing here, but with robots that are humanoid looking. You know, nobody ever explains why the cars are living, except for that one guy who wrote like a whole article about like how all the Pixar movies are attached. And like after WALL-E, like everyone died, and then they turned into robots, and the robots turned themselves into cars, and that's why there's a world of cars.
Someone has too much time on their hands.
Hey, oh, poor guy. Poor guy. He's all the way in his chat room. He's just like, I supported this. And he just walks away.
That's so terrible.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. You don't know that guy. That guy might be a nice guy. Nice guy, Dad. All right. So let me look what you got, Caleb. Let's figure this out.
Okay, I've got some stuff. So I'm realizing that you can only fit so much text on these post-it notes.
As in real post-it notes. You would think they would invent a way.
Can you change the size of the text?
What the? No, not that I can tell.
It's extra large.
The post-it is extra large, but the text, I don't know. Like, see, I can't even.
It's okay. You don't have to write the full text, just the gist of the text. That's what I'm saying. Why don't you try out the new pocket model? I'm not putting my con drive into that piece of trash. You better just leave it alone. Ray, the Panca EDQ 560Y has a dual-core tokamak reactor. It's years ahead. Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Oh boy. Oh, Kaylin. It's alright.
I thought it was cool.
So we got about another half an hour to an hour, Kaylin. So
Okay.
we should make haste.
Make haste. Okay.
So I'm thinking that's what. So what happens after this? He says that Ray we're years ahead, and then does Ray say like, "Borna, you nerd"? Does he say that to him?
No, he interrupts him. Like that'll be the next page. But he interrupts him saying, "Faster, stronger, better." Like.
Okay. Stronger, faster, better, power.
Yeah, bigger, faster, better, stronger.
Every time he should just pelvic thrust.
Yeah. Really wish we were doing an animation now.
Okay, so there's only really 3 panels.
Yeah.
Okay. Or at least three boxes of dialogue. Okay, so let me think what this can be. I'm just thinking, guys. I'm reading and thinking. Alright, I think I got something. Let me switch over for y'all to see. Oh wait, you guys were already seeing. Let me switch back, Okay. So I think we'll keep this a little bit more static.
Keep wanting to hit press V to go to my arrow tool.
Yeah, I know, me too. It's Photoshop. It's an Adobe thing, right?
Yeah.
It's an Adobe. We be
I
using
think it's
Adobe.
V in Maya too.
We used to be using
No,
Adobe.
that's cute.
Yeah. No, there's definitely when you're in 3D, there's a different set. Like whenever I use a 3D package that doesn't have that stuff, I'm like, what?
I'll change it back.
I was thinking, like, I wonder if you can change the hotkeys in this thing. Even though they're pretty, they're pretty intuitive, just numbers, right? There's
Yeah.
not enough for me to be like, I gotta change it. So maybe, like, there's it's in this glass case or something like that, and he unravels it. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we blah, 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 blah. And then, or maybe this is covered. And then he can, like, unravel it. And then we see, like, this encased thing. It's a new model. It looks glorious. There's something cool about it. But you can tell it's modded. There's pieces of its components. So he's holding on to the cloth in this one, pulls the cloth off, whoosh, swoosh. Maybe we can trail some dialogue into this one. Right, he'll start his dialogue here and then finish it here. And then he's like, yeah, my new, that's why you gotta try that new Pekka shell. And then we go down, and then Rira's like, vomits out like oil or something? No. What happens after that? He essentially says, yeah, I'm not putting my con drive in that, right? That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And then he is just standing there and be like, Got to make his gestures, his body language as clear as possible.
Yeah.
Because he's got to say, he's got to be in disgust. What do you think his body language would be for this? Because they don't have faces, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'm not putting my friends into that trash.
What do you think that would look
He
like?
could do a classic talk to the hands, kind of this thing.
That's good. Let me use you as reference.
I'm not even. No, he's not like disgusted. He's angry, like angry, like offended. Like Borneo was just saying, like, "Let me touch your butthole," and Ray Ray was like, "No." Basically, like, that's gross.
Touch your butt.
Do that pose again. Oh, see, I did the hand wrong. We should do like.
Yeah, it should definitely be up. Yeah, because he's like.
Alright, that's good. And there should be other people like vomiting. Oh my god, I can't believe it's like a. Yeah, we should have like side dialogue like 0110011 like exclamation mark.
Yeah.
And then we should have the what's the emoticon for like angry face?
Yeah, something like that.
There you go. and then what happens after that? He says Ray, and then
back on Borneo.
okay,
Borneo
so
should be like,
and then in the background we should have the mod. This is like in the background.
you should be doing something really nerdy, like
Finger up.
classic, finger up. It has to be above his head though.
I don't think there's enough space to. Without it looking
If
weird.
only there was some way to make more space.
Nope. We gotta do with that's the composition.
Yeah.
And then have his other hand be like.
Yeah, going like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, classic.
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 Like, I'm telling you what's up.
Classic Borneo.
Classic Borneo. And then he should be like, whatever he's saying, and then we should also insult to injury, like, it's also, like, right here, you can see the labeling, like, of the...
Yeah, it's like a total advertisement.
Alright, so...
Make it look like an Apple ad. I don't know how to do that with black and white, whatever.
We should put an iPod in here,
Yeah.
Easter egg. Alright, let me just, let me save this for John. Alright. Did you already replace the other one?
Just with like
Just stay in that solid, or you should be able to upload, if you go back to the solid state board, real-time board,
Yeah.
you should be able to, oh, you didn't upload it.
Why is it all pink?
I think John's highlighting it off, that's why. Click
Don't-
offside, okay.
Don't hit delete.
I'm not.
Okay, good.
Oh, John. And so like on the, oh, you're on the viewer, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, I can do it. Anyways, alright, so let's see it all together. Let's see what's up. I need to update this one. But if you look at my screen, John, I'll show you what I want you to do.
Yeah.
So you just go on this, you add files, upload files, and it should automatically be in the page that you've uploaded the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you do two at a time. Right? And then it's going to take a sec. Just wait for it to appear. It's going to appear somewhere where we can see it. See? Pick. And then just delete this, and then increase the scale of these together. So that way, what sizes together
I see.
stays together. And then from there, you just grab like the connecting thing, and then connect the last panel
Gotcha.
to the corresponding.
So many mistakes.
John, help me.
Alright, cool.
And then that way, if you press
Yeah.
2, you can move it around.
Yeah.
It's all good. I can do it. It actually doesn't take too much time.
I got you.
It's like a minute. All right, there you go. So that way, when they look at the boards, and if you guys can't see the board, well, you guys can't see the board that I see because it's on my second monitor. But this is how I have it. So we start off with he's like, hey man, how many drives you got left? bitch, I got 69,000.
$100
I can't change it.
million.
6,900. Oh yeah, that's tight, but dude, like, you should be a little bit more conservative about that. People, people looking, whatever that means, right? And then he's like, what? Bitch, what's the point of being immortal if you can't live?
And he kicks his old head.
Yeah, or
soccer ball.
or he's got like he catches like a piece of his arm or something, and then and then he's like, but Born, he's like, yeah, exactly, Ray, like you should live, you know, and try new things, like my new, and he's like, he has his hand like on a curtain or something, like he's like, my new Pokemon, whatever, right? And unravels it.
My modded Pika.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, what? Yeah. Why would I want to put my shit in that shit?
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, the dialogue is already written, and that's set in stone. That's the dialogue, guys. And then we have like robots in the background, blah, vomiting, 011001, right? Angry face.
Don't worry about why they're vomiting. They just are.
And it's just like circuits and gears
it makes
and cogs.
everything better.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, but dude, like this is the new whatever that Kalen wrote, nerd shit. And then down here is nerd shit written in bold text. And then we got, okay, so then we jump to the next panel, which is where he says, faster, stronger, better. This is the party of the century. So what is he saying? He just interrupts him?
He basically just interrupts him, yeah. So, but this is where he gets like really intense. He's like, faster, stronger, better. Like he's really, like he's not trying to convince Borneo with logic.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get him to shut up.
He's just being louder. Yeah.
Because that's how Ray is. He doesn't really think
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think that's good. That makes sense.
But then he basically has a line about, which I still didn't spread it out.
Is it in this one? Or is it in the next one?
But it's part of, like, his one line there is part of, like, that's one utterance. Like, he says, faster, stronger, better. Look around you. Do you see any Pika assholes here? No, they're assholes or something like that. He's like, this is the party of the century, and they're all missing out, basically. He's got this, like, kind of a block of text.
Okay. You should be proud, cousin. ORT.
Yeah.
Maybe what we can do here, Kayla, you might have to do this so that way we can organize it. Mm-hmm. Let's make this its own panel, you know, and then bring all these down, one down. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because this is pretty. It seems like it's pretty profound.
It is.
And we can do it all on one page.
Yeah.
And I can have him pelvic thrusting.
Okay. Let's do that. And you can have a what?
Have him pelvic thrusting. Each line.
I'll be.
Duh. Stronger. Faster. Better. Stronger. You said stronger. I said faster, stronger, betters. All right, so what? So he says, and then we could just we have a shot where Ray is pretty much up in his face, and he's like, and we could continue some of the dialogue on the last page right here, and just have it ... right?
Sorry, I'm catching up real quick.
Oh, okay, it's all right. I'll just draw it and I'll pitch it to you.
Okay.
Just write. Is there any questions, John, while I draw this out?
Yeah.
So I can draw and... Okay. I can draw and answer questions, so I'll handle this out.
One of them says, do they ever fight with swords like super modern characters?
Yeah, absolutely.
But do they have weapons from the old ages like fire blades and stuff?
It's fucking robots, dude. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We have plans.
Cool.
We have plans to make them do all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, definitely. They would use like melee weapons, and
this could be a good opportunity, Kaylin, to push like the comic relief of this thing, like change the scale of Ray.
Yeah.
Not because he is bigger.
To be his whole I know. What you're
like anime about, style, like he's just like
total kill la kill style.
Yeah, kill la kill style, where he is just bigger, and then he says, faster.
I think there's
Another question for you. Are you going through any written structures like Save the Cat or Mickey's Story?
Yeah, we love those books. We have that book is one of those things that we read a lot, and then yeah, yes,
classic.
We have, and there's another book that we like. Well, some of the stuff really rings true for us. There's Invisible Ink. That one's a good one. What else is a good one, Kellen? Saves the Cat. That
yeah,
Invisible
Save the
Ink is
Cat
good.
and Invisible Ink were definitely the biggest help, I think.
And for me, like it's not a book; it's an anime. It's Kill la Kill. Like the way that they tell their stories is like they're just really in your face and just fucking they don't apologize for it, and then they slowly start to kind of like bring you into like some sort of structural storytelling. I'm not sure if there's a book on that type of storytelling.
Yeah.
But we just take notice
Yeah,
of how well they did it.
Definitely, Save the Cat is for. It's not like a general storytelling guide. It's definitely geared for movies, and the structure of this is not necessarily a movie at all. Like this one, it's like an action movie on crack. Basically, is what a comic book is. Like there has to be so much action and so much compelling stuff happening all the time. Like at the bottom of every page. So it's definitely more. It's a different experience than writing a movie structure. It's we're just kind of learning as we go, but we have a lot of resources to work off of, and we've come up with a lot of treatments and stuff for movies and beat out like all those stories like that. So we're trying our hand at a comic book, and it's going well so far. So
yeah, we enjoy it.
So wait, for this one, are you thinking like it'll just be one dialogue box that just travels across the entire thing?
Yeah, we could definitely do. That's actually a cool idea, or we can actually have like, because I was gonna originally like faster, stronger, and then do the last bit of dialogue right here on this last page.
Yeah.
So it'd be faster,
Yeah.
stronger,
Okay,
better, and then he says,
yeah, blah 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 blah.
Whatever
I'm
the
proud
rest.
You could.
but like,
Is that where he says that?
but we dramatize it. No, he doesn't say that
Oh
yet.
yeah. Well, he says this is the party of the century. You might need more space for that line. I mean, of course, I could rewrite that line to make it fit because this paneling helps.
Yes. Well, now that I think about it, I think what we can do here. This is the party of the century.
Yeah. Okay. So what
So
I,
we should
what
do-
I have to holding in for that line right now, I might as well read the line to you. He says, "Look around. You see any pica here? They're assholes. This is the party of the century." That's it.
Actually,
Oh,
I like.
that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone's like this taller than
Yeah,
Borneo.
they should be. Yeah, actually, if Ray Ray is standing there like that, like he's trying to convince him, like, look around. You see any pica here? They're assholes. And then everyone around him, it should be totally like a kind of like a mugshot almost. Like everyone around him should be like this, like.
Yeah, no, totally.
You ever see the? Do you watch Orange Is the New Black?
Yeah.
Look at the like title screen for that one when it's loading, and it's like the ensemble shot when everybody's kind of like standing there. Kind of make it like that.
Yes. Dunce. Yeah, so he's there and he's like, this is the motherfucking dick of the century.
Yeah.
Robot dick in his face. And then he could say his line right here or underneath here. This could be the dialogue.
Yeah.
And he's like standing on it.
Totes my goats. I like it like that. It's rad.
You know, it could be cool.
It's very sick about it though.
It could be like he's saying it right here, like it is coming out of his mouth, but it's almost like Borneo doesn't want it to be said.
Oh yeah.
And then now he's standing on it, and now it's like he's basically a little bit
Oh, that's
around
cool.
it. And then it's just really kind of set up the tone.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it just gets really exaggerated, just so you get the sense of like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I like that.
Anime style. I like it. All right.
Cool.
Okay. Let's beta test John right now. See if he can do this.
Shit.
Alright, so first thing I need to do is save it, and then when I save it I get it from here, and then when I get it from here I just drag it into the Dropbox. It should take a second.
Once it's loaded, I get
Already fucked up.
there.
Oh, but you see you're not logged in. Okay. So add files, and then upload files, go to that Dropbox, go to the top, this fifth one down. There, yeah. Go to solid state. You just need to do this once. Yeah, solid state, go to, yeah, and then the third one. Yeah. Is that the third one? No, it's the third. I don't know why they're out of order. They shouldn't be. And then scale it to the sides and then attach it to the. Wait, what happened to the third? What is your text on this?
I don't know. What's going on?
Uh-oh.
What's happening?
Maybe it's only on John's end. No, it's on my end too. Oh, that's right. We moved that. That's only one line.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah, and then we'll just. I already dragged it. Yeah, never mind. I just forgot that we added a new one. Cool. 2 for scaling. All right. Okay, let's recap real fast. Let's just run through this real fast. You should be careful, bro. Your bodies. What bodies? Can't I live, bro? I don't want to survive. I want to live. And then he's like, check out my new mod. What the? But dude, it's the new nerd shit. And then he's like, faster, stronger, better. This is the part. Don't you see any packers around here? This is the party of the century, bitch. And then we go to them. He says, "You should be proud, cousin." Why does he say that? What's the importance of this dialogue?
Saying you should be proud?
Yes.
Because Ray Ray is super proud of the fact that he's ORT. Like Ray Ray is the focal point of like the theme of racism. Like he.
Okay. So
yeah.
So we should make that like he should say you should be proud to be. And then say art like then the crowd like he should and maybe he shouldn't say you should be proud to be AORT, but he should say you should be proud
you should
to
be proud, cousin. Well, I wanted him to be the line where he says cousin, like you're my cousin. You say you should be proud, cousin, and he like hits his chest a little bit, and then that like in my mind I was thinking like he goes you should be proud, cousin, ORT. O-R-T.
Oh, so he says that.
Or something like that. But
okay.
yeah, and then the whole crowd is like, oh, like I imagine like remember Ed from The Lion King?
Yeah.
Like that's what they all look like. They're all cross-eyed. They're like, O-R-T, O-R-T.
Yes. Oh, I just read someone's thing. Could glows or lights? Yeah, hell yes. Glows or lights represent emotions, emoticons. We're gonna use emoticons, like totally, just use them up in this bitch, because we feel like that's important to emote.
We're gonna Snapchat the comic to everybody.
So let's picture me this again. Let me just get my mind brains.
Yeah.
Good. So it's like he says
so he's basically
you should be
like,
proud, cousin.
He's like he's mad at Borneo for like getting involved with pica crap at all. Like he shouldn't even touch it. Like if I ever see a pica, I'm gonna slap that bitch. So why are you even trying to like program and like learn pica code? Like it's worthless, stupid. Like we're gonna wipe them off the face of the planet anyway, so don't even bother.
We should take this boom, by the way, and end it with an explosion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because then it's like
not. Yeah, and then this whole page is like, oh, death and destruction.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, are you right?
Okay.
Okay, but he's like, you should be proud, cousin.
All right. Okay. So let me go back to Photoshop. So he says, you should be proud, cousin. O-R-T.
Is there any way,
okay.
Is there any like panel you can think of or shot from like American History X that you can think of when like Edward Norton's talking to his little brother?
Any shot? No.
Where he's like,
I can't just think of any shot. I don't remember a shot. Okay. So we should do something like this, and then have the explosion
Are you breaking frame and everything?
breaking. And so when it gets to this panel, it's the explosion,
Mm-hmm.
and then robots are flying everywhere. Maybe not.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really-
cool.
Maybe not. It's very unclear to me what's happening. I'm just doing that.
It definitely draws your focus.
Yes,
I'll leave
this,
it on there.
I don't know if that's I don't want to do that intentionally.
Yeah, maybe we could keep the explosion on the next page. But
Well, I want the explosion on the same page, but I'm saying I was trying to be creative and be like, oh, the explosion is destroying the actual story.
well, don't try to be creative. whatever you
Oh no.
do.
Okay, so he says maybe he has his arm around his cousin.
Yeah, there you go.
Around Borneo. And it's like whatever that looks like. And he's like, dude.
It'd be so annoying for Ray Ray to have his arm around you. All that shit just like
Yeah.
getting in your face the whole time.
And he's got his hand on
Like
his
walking
chest,
into a spider web.
pointing at him or something.
He's fingering him.
He's fingering him.
His feet should have a longer finger than that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he's standing next to him, doing that shit that he does. And then he starts to chant ORT. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah. O-R-T. O-R-T. Like, so you should, like, maybe start, like, facing the camera, like he's looking straight into his face.
Okay, hold on.
And then the next panel is one of those, like, arms straight up in the sky.
So I want to have him detached from Borneo a little bit,
Yeah.
and then he's going to be facing the crowd. And then he's going to have one arm up. He's going to be okay, yeah, sorry. And he's going to start to chant. Borneo is in the foreground now. There's a crowd,
Yeah.
and he's looking at the crowd. Okay. All right. And then we have everybody, and we have, what's his name? Ray Ray.
Right in the center.
And then everyone's like around him with their arms up too.
Yeah.
And then
And they're shooting their guns up in the air. We could probably make this panel all the way, put it down here, and then like in the top could be like tracer fire and rockets and stuff, because they're getting all like shooting their guns.
So is it this game in specific, or is it like
Well,
just a bunch of robots?
I would
yeah, it's a
say,
gang of robots.
Like, but yeah, but like if there's a party that is like hosted by like gangsters, it's not like only gangsters show up. Like think Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah,
like when the
friends.
Capulets had that party,
Yeah.
not just Capulets showed up, like a ton of people,
So I'm thinking in this frame though,
Capulet enablers.
there's like a rocket of something, but that's clearly not coming from them.
Oh
aiming
yeah.
towards them.
Oh, that's great.
And then we can have
Ah shit.
and then we can have like, and then we'll draw Borneo. We'll draw Borneo or Borneo. Well, Ray Ray can die because he's immortal.
You can. I didn't imagine him dying in this one. Like I.
Because then we would have to bring him back to
Because we'd
life.
have to do it again, yeah. And I don't want to do it just yet. Like I want him to be in this body still.
Okay, so
Or Ray Ray. Well, I want Ray Ray and Borneo to be still in these bodies. But
Okay.
like the point of this rocket hitting is to show that that Harnick doesn't give a shit about killing innocent people. So it's like the point, like with the explosion happening, we then focus on the innocent people.
yeah.
The randos that just got killed.
So I was gonna do something like Borneo trying to save him, but nah, I don't. I just think they missed, and then they got everyone else, and you see like the crowds,
Yeah.
whatever that could look like, and we keep Ray Ray and Borneo in frame. Actually, we'll put them more center, like they're flying. They're probably gonna be smaller, just to show the scale of the explosion.
Yeah. There you go. That's
Like-
good. to me, it's not
Like,
a really
their
big deal to
silhouettes.
show that they're there. If only for like the continuity of
Yeah.
showing stuff. But like in the next panels, they're not going to be the focus. It's going to be the randos and showing what happens to them.
Okay.
So. I do that too. I'm animating.
All right.
Gross.
Okay. There's JPEG. All right.
Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. You answer the questions, and then I'm gonna do this right now.
Janker wants to do landscape.
Cool,
for
bro.
the story.
Cool, bro.
Who is Janker?
I don't know. But he wants to do landscape for the story.
Oh, he wants to do. Wait, what do you mean landscape?
Landscape designs.
Oh, you wanna contribute?
Yeah,
Is that what you saying?
that's what he's asking.
Yeah, we're always down for help, but we mentioned very early in the stream, like you don't have to. And there's no guarantee that we'll, pay you. That's the thing that I want to avoid. I don't want you guys to feel like they fucking stole my day, and then make that a whole thing. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. But you're always welcome to do like stuff and say, what do you think? And if we really feel like we talked about this before, if you guys contribute something that is really cool, we might we might really actually bring you on board, and because we're not trying to try to get rich. We definitely want to make money, but we want to just make a living from doing this. That's really kind of like the goal, is to make stories, make our own content, and getting paid for it, and paid enough where we can live and have support our families and stuff like that. And the thing is that the more people we bring on, we would more than happily pay them as well. Something that we feel is equal or fair pay. But the logistics of that is we need to make sure that we can make money first before we can start paying people. But if that becomes the case and we're like, hey, we could bring on this person to help us out, I wouldn't see why not. But as it stands, we cannot afford to hire another hand because we're pretty much doing this for a very marginal cost. But if we start making more money, then absolutely we can bring people on. And the whole goal too is to get people to be excited about having an opportunity to work on your own stuff too. This is like, what the mother? This is great.
It's kind of the point of why we want to do this too, is to show kind of how easy and accessible it is to make your own IP. We're literally doing it right now. You can see.
Yeah, and see, we've worked. Kayla and I have been working almost a year now on how to tell and write stories as a team. So if it seems like a little bit fast, or it seems like wow, they speak well with each other when it goes, because me and him, we did a lot of phone conversations. We talked a lot about philosophy and what we believe storytelling should be. So there's a lot of things that being said right now that Kayla and I can just agree on. We just know, okay, yeah, of course, this and that. Every once in a while, we'll run into a hiccup here and there, but we usually talk it out, and then when we figure it out, then we make it.
Yeah.
But I think one system that we've done that really works well is that we keep it super loose. We just keep everything vague, and then we get a little bit more tighter, and then get a little bit more tighter, and then get a little bit more tighter, and until we have something that we consider tight. This has everything we need, and everything and because of this process, we get things done pretty quickly. Not to say that it's good, because that's kind of the point here too. Is we want to try to test. We want to test out what we think. What we think is good doesn't mean that other people might think it's good. But we want to test it out. And the only way to test it out is to get it out there so people can check it out.
I think one thing that we've definitely seen is to not be too precious with your story or with your paintings or whatever, because you can see how quickly we will change, not just an illustration, but at a point of the story. And I think that's why it's also kind of good to this story isn't our baby. It's just like we worked on this maybe total month, maybe I don't know, maybe a little bit longer than that, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, me and AJ have been working together for a really long time, but on this particular story, only like a small fraction of that time. So, I mean, you could get an idea rolling and like together and out the door and make it, you know, exciting and dynamic fairly quickly. Doesn't take a lifetime.
What are some of your guys' influences for comics?
For me, it's anime.
I think like I am a big fan of what Marvel's been doing and anime as well, but like no particular anime other than Kill la Kill really stands out to me.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan's pretty good. But I think our influences for me is like concept art, like a lot of the concept art because I come from that world. So I'm trying to like use my ability as a concept artist to also tell stories. You know, so that's pretty much our influences are lie. My specific comic book influences too are like stuff like from Mike Mignola. I love that guy and the way he draws. So, but stuff also like Ashley Wood's stuff with like robots versus zombies. I love that stuff. Like it's very painterly comic book style. So I'm trying to achieve somewhere between those lines. And as for storytelling, I think it's like anime, just like hyper fun, stylized, but it doesn't. The thing too is that it doesn't look anime. So what does that look like? What does that feel like when you tell a story that kind of takes the tropes of extreme anime, but it doesn't look like anime, right? What does that do?
Yeah.
Like Frank Miller stuff, right? Frank Miller has a lot of great stuff. All right, so let's move on. Let's try to get the last few pages. The stream's gonna end in 20 more minutes, y'all. So we might not finish all the way like on the stream. It might not finish even today. Like we'll probably have to do it tomorrow or something. Because we definitely need to get this done so I can have stuff to paint. But at least you guys got to see a lot of us work, a lot of the things that we're working on. Let's try to beat out one more beat. Yeah. So that way we just keep ourselves modest.
Actually, I mean, the next page would work really good as one drawing, probably.
Oh, yeah? Half a dozen robots fly across the deck, 2 orcs land in the pool and exploded.
This one you could actually probably
just one page?
Get rid of because we kind of showed that in the initial explosion. But definitely, like, the orcs breaking apart and dying will be important.
Okay.
Maybe not one drawing. Because you kind of have to show them breaking apart and then exploding again or whatever, so...
Okay, and then you have dust everywhere, low visibility on Ray Ray's head. We see the silhouette of a bad guy robot. Ray Ray signals to his friends, here, here, here.
Yeah, all their guns.
Yeah.
They don't shoot, but they draw like guns.
Yeah. Harnick stands in the middle of a crater. The dust settles. 96, too easy. 69, 100
million, 1,000?
Too easy. That's funny. All right, cool. So I could just do this. We'll just do a beauty shot real fast. So you imagine them in the pool, and we just see like a beautiful debris of robots falling in the pool. Is that what you're saying? Or just
Yeah, it could be overhead.
Well, I was thinking like worm's eye view, right? Like we're in the pool looking up as the corpses are falling.
Yeah, I could work.
You see what I'm saying?
The Graduate style, just have like bodies sinking to the.
I've never seen The Graduate.
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman's like, hello, darkness, my friend. Isn't that what happens?
So maybe we could do something like this. We can do like a 3-way thing, kind of like we did in the opening. So we can show the huge explosion. Well, you're right. We already did that in the beginning. So why we show more doubly explosions? And then,
why don't you do we can do a top one again, and we go profile on the explosion, super wide, but just like in its breaking frame up there. You know, it's wide, and then people are standing back, like maybe going like this or something, but just like, yeah, maybe something like that.
And to show like maybe more missiles are coming in. It's not just one. It's like several.
Maybe.
And there's like, it's like an onslaught right now.
Because I imagine that the missile was Harnick. Like Harnick
And then
land
people.
there.
Oh, Harnick did land there. Is he alone
Yeah.
too?
He's alone. Yeah, because he's
Okay.
backwards.
And then just show people flying.
Yeah.
And then
So we could show randos like maybe they don't need to land in the pool, but like like a close up on a random robot's face as it's like cracking apart, and then like another one like his arm is flying off or something like
Okay.
just massive like random death and destruction.
debris just flying.
Oh my gosh, it's so much better than I ever could have done. Like already just a couple lines.
I know,
like, damn
right?
it,
You
that's
did that
so
so
cool.
fast, too.
And exactly.
I was like, what?
Yeah, his face explodes that way.
And another guy is getting decapitated by like someone's head.
Yeah. It's like comic movie, like cartoonish. His head gets replaced with another one's head.
Right. And then explosions. Maybe it could be coming from maybe the shot showing like just gunfire coming from the explosion smoke, but we don't know like what. Like, did they just like launch a turret and it
Yeah.
exploded and now the turret's shooting at people?
Yeah, I'm okay if people are a little confused about what just happened because
Yeah.
that's kind of the point. Right?
Okay,
It's
and
like,
then-
oh, what?
Okay, so then what I think we could do here is we do a cutaway to Ray Ray, like on the ground or something, like he's okay,
Yeah.
but he's like what the fuck, and we do a close up.
He's doing one of these, like.
Yeah. That's how I imagined it.
I'm too old for this shit.
And then he's just kind of like on the ground, whatever that looks like. I'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of like, what the fuck just happened? And there's like corpses all over the ground.
Body parts.
And then Borneo. It's in frame 2. Just like, he's already kind of getting up. What the hell?
Maybe we can, because I feel like we used this one already, and this, actually it's right here. What if we just had the explosion center frame, and these were like little vignettes along the side? Because it's all happening at the same time anyway, so maybe it should just be like, the explosion is in the middle, breaking frame, and then the other ones are like diamond shape on the side. Do you think that would work?
You mean like something like this?
Like if the explosion were front and center. Yeah. I think that frame you were just about to draw. Yeah, like that's the basic composition of it.
Oh boy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's like, no.
This
Just all like sad
it's too
faces and
many.
stuff.
There's too many things
Well,
to
we don't
draw.
have to do that many, but
Oh,
like
no.
if the whole explosion was reaching like up like that, so you didn't have to draw anything
do
on
this.
the top. Yeah, there you go.
Robot going there.
And then this one on the bottom right will be Ray Ray. Going, what the fuck?
And then I want it to be when we see Harnick, he's reloading. Like so, he was like shooting people. And we can show a little bit of that.
Totes.
Okay. And it'd be like, this is this guy. This is this guy.
Yeah.
This is this guy. And this is Ray Ray. And it'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, cool scene to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mean to draw. I just drew it.
Done, bro.
Alright. And then that's the 5th panel.
Will there be different kinds of drives made by different companies in this world, like a cheap, crappy kind and an expensive kind?
This person already knows what's up.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I think the basic, there will be, yeah. So like, there's Pica robots and there's ORT robots. So they need different types of drives to hold their data. But I haven't really thought about a difference between like a super duper great Pica drive and then a mediocre Pica drive and then a shitty Pica drive. Like, to me, they're all just con drives.
But there would be branding, yeah.
But then, spoiler alert for something we haven't totally worked out yet, so I don't think I'm going to say anything about it. But yeah, then there's going to be an Uber drive, but it's not necessarily one that's like available to everybody. We don't think so. And Harnick may or may not have done something really cool with his drives as well. So, I mean, they're like on the market. These hard drives are on the market for everybody to purchase. But then once you buy them, a lot of people, you know, they hack into them and they modify them in certain ways too. So I think there's a lot to play with in those terms in our story.
All right.
But there's definitely like cheap, middle of the road and expensive shells that you can buy. And there's also different types of shells. So like you can buy, for example, Ray Ray right now is in like a party body. It's like one that's just made for like having fun. And then there's like military grade shells where you have like, it's like super armored and like it has like a bunch of hidden weapons on it and stuff. And then there's like black market shells that you can buy and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll stop here. We'll save this after. We'll figure it out. If anyone who's just joining us, you can give them the links to this board so they can see it. So that way you guys can see the high-res version. But I'll zoom in as much as I can so you guys can see what I can see. Ooh, almost hit the trash can. That would have been bad. And everything we did. In fact, I think we should try to see if you can save it, Caleb. I'll go through this. Like, see if you could save this to the Google Drive or something.
What, the board?
Yeah. Like, we're not going to delete this. We're going to still use this board. But what I'm trying to say is, like, save it, like, on a hard drive.
Yeah.
Or somewhere where we can get back to it. I mean, I still have the panels, like, the actual JPEGs on my desktop, but just in case, you know, I like this board setup. So we start off with Borneo's basically saying, yo, bro, like, wait, what? Are we missing? No. Yeah, this is it, right? What does he say here? I forgot already. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's asking a question. He says, yo, bro, how many you got? Like, how many you got left? You got like 12, 13 left? Bro, I got 69. 100! Snitch, what the? And then he's like, oh, that's cool, bro, but like, you know, you gotta be conservative with that stuff. People are watching you, you know? Conservative? What? Dude, what's the point of being immortal if you ain't gonna live? And then people behind him like, yeah!
Yeah, you gonna live, bro.
He has like his old arm in his hand or something. And he's like, yeah, exactly, you gotta live, man. Like, you gotta try new stuff and all that kind of stuff. Like, my new modded Pica modded thingy. What? Oh, gross, bro. I never put my con drive in a fucking piece of trash like that. Pica trash. 011001. He's just vomiting binary code. He's like, dude, come on, man. You know, this thing is like the next gen of everything. It's like years ahead of its thing. It's got a nerd shit 2000 nerd shit. And then right here is a dialogue box for nerd shit label. He's like, faster? What? Stronger? Better!
Yeah!
Do you see any Picas anywhere around here? And you see, yeah, people cheering. And then he's like, this is the party of the century. He's like, be proud, cousin. Yeah, right? He says, be proud, cousin. Fucking O-R-T. 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 Everyone starts cheering, O-R-T. Missile coming out of frame, aimed straight towards where Ray Ray's at. Everybody's like, ORT, rub-a-dub-dub. And then this is the best Michael Bay explosion you've ever seen. And then gunfire shooting from, you see all these corpses and people getting shot out of frame, like, ah! And then we get close-ups of each of their heads, like, and then this is Ray Ray, the infinity sign, or is that the Jesus fish? The Jesus fish?
With a rainbow over it?
Yeah, with a rainbow over there and a quotation mark. No, but this is Ray Ray's face, and his face, he's still alive, but he's like in shock what's happening. But not scared, he's just surprised, because he's immortal. And that's it for now, guys. We still have 2 more to go, but I have to go home. Family time.
You want to answer some questions real quick?
So yeah, I budgeted that as part of the things. Did you already save this? I'm sure it like automatically saves. Like I think if you hit share, right? Yeah, see.
Huh?
Save as image, save as PDF, save to Google Drive, save board backup. What? Download. What is this? Oh no.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you I can't save it because I'm not the owner of it. I'm just a participant.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'll save it as a PDF
So
this time.
efficient. Look at that.
Oh, create a
man,
presentation
so
out of it?
clean. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I know.
Well, I just won't do anything. Just don't delete anything, guys. Here, we can lock it all, can we?
Well, you like save it, didn't you?
Well, you can like lock it so no one can touch that shit.
Oh yeah, do that.
So that now you guys can't accidentally delete anything. And I'll unlock it when we work on it again. Alright,
Cool.
so you guys are, obviously people can go and look at this panels like more high res, like the way that we, I mean, blacks, Chinese, everyone that's not me. The superior race. The black Korean. Alright. So what time is it? So we can answer like maybe 4 or 5 questions. I'm going to be actually up and about. I'm going to put some stuff away so kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So you guys will be able to hear me, but through that mic over there instead of... But anyways, yeah, go ahead and ask questions.
So first one says,
you can sit there, Caleb. I'm going to start cleaning up.
who manufactured the shells? Is there some kind of organization or company?
Yeah, but it's not like what was that movie?
You can sit down, Caleb.
Man, I can't believe I'm blanking on this movie now. What was that movie where they like had to find like they were like manufacturing these robots and there's like a big debate like should we have more robots? Not iRobot, right? Was it freaking iRobot?
I think you just described the plot of iRobot.
No, and
Is
there
that
was, like,
Will
it was like a
Smith?
big debate like how should we let robots be maids or like caregivers and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's not one company.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Yeah, what? It's like
Who's the actor? Think about that.
I want to say Tom Cruise, but that's probably wrong.
There's no robot movie, I don't think. With Tom Cruise.
Anyway.
iRobot?
Anyway, that's like beside the point. But the point I'm trying to make is that I feel like a lot of times when people try to make like a dystopia kind of
It's
idea,
right there.
people, am I audible? My audible. When people try to make a movie or like a story idea about like a dystopic future that's run by robots, there's always like one massive like overbearing company that's in charge of everything, because like I think they're trying to say like, oh, the future everybody's a fascist, so it's kind of like Nazi Germany. I don't think that's accurate. So and that's just like my own thing. Like I feel like it's kind of like the difference between 1984 and A Brave New World, where A Brave New World takes the theory that like actually consumerism and like consumerism takes over and that's the new god, instead of 1984 where it's like communism takes over and like nobody has freedom. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking with it, where it's like there's tons of companies and they all offer the same product. So it's not that there's one single company that's like a huge fascist enemy that we have to defeat. It's like we're all consumers and we all buy these products, and the problem is within ourselves. So
Shit's too deep.
Shit's deep, yo.
Shit's
so
too deep.
It's so deep I can't even swim in it.
You want to see my solid state?
You want to see my solid state is solider than your solids. Anyway, so the simple answer is that there's two major companies. You could call them like Apple and Microsoft. So they're like the best. But then there's other ones out there too, like Linux. But who uses Linux?
That's the twist. Linux comes out of the darkness.
Yeah. They just
We're
Fucking Linux!
like, oh, Plot Twist 2012.
Yeah.
Cool. Another one says, an interesting plot twist could be the dude that is basically immortal loses his immortality, shaking his core personality, and he has a hard time dealing.
You're
Becoming a giant one.
too many steps ahead, dude.
Yeah.
No, that was so me and AJ came up with a new method for creating like interesting points of a story, and I'm calling it scene vomit, where it's kind of like how animation works sometimes. Like I feel like when you beat out a story, that's kind of like pose to pose animation, where you're like, first you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this. That's what it's like to structure your story. But then the other type of animation where you do straight ahead means you just start from the beginning and then you just go. And so that's the writing style that I use for coming up with like cool scene ideas. It's just like you put a character in a situation and what happens, and you just keep going forward without thinking about structure or any kind of that stuff. So structure can help you, but sometimes it also becomes like a hindrance. So one of the cool ideas that we came up with, like in those scene vomit, like straight ahead storytelling ideas, was to have a character that was basically immortal become not immortal anymore, and then they have to like struggle with what that's like. So that's probably going to happen to Ray Ray, but you didn't hear that from me. What?
Spoilers. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock.
I'd love to do some art for fun, but what would be the most useful fun thing to contribute?
To the comic?
Yeah.
As like fan art? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think fan art, concepts of what you think could be cool in our world. John, can you put your email so that they can email you? So if you have anything cool that you want to show us that you think, or anything written too, because one thing that we wanted to do with this too, original ideas was to vignette like a bunch of stories in this world. So if you have like a fan fiction, that would be cool, man, and we would like tell people, and if it's good, like
they can post it to the Facebook page, right?
Oh yeah, we have a Facebook page. John will send you an email, the Facebook page, and then send them a send them the link to the Canvas website. Yeah. So our company name, as it stands, is Canvas. We know how to spell Canvas because Kendall is afraid that people think that we're illiterate.
I'm not gonna buy what these guys write. They're dumb.
They don't know how to spell the word canvas. And so
canvas.
But I don't think people will think that. Basically, it's like you can think of it as like a play on words. Like the actual word of canvas and visual development. But anyway, we can visualize. Wait.
Sorry.
But either way, you guys can go to that website, subscribe to the comics. Right now it's $20. Once we're done with episode 2, and when I mean done, it means like when we've painted all of the panels. This week, starting Monday, I'm going to start finishing episode 1. And for those of you who were in the beginning of the stream, you saw what that was. But we're trying to be like an episode ahead when we work on the panel. So like when I'm painting all Monday, I don't have to worry about the story. I worry about just getting it done. And then that's going to be put together. We're going to give you all the work files, all the brushes, all the things that I may have done. And we'll give you access to these videos. This is all obviously going to be recorded, but at the end of the week, we're going to take, Kayla and I are going to basically documentary style, go through all the things that we did for the first episode, and then have that for you guys. But that's only for people to purchase it. And you get the comic, the first few pages of the comic. And every week after that, you get every page of the comic. Or every episode. Until the complete episode, or until the whole chapter is done, we close that up, we start a new one for chapter 2. because originally I was going to do like a subscription-based thing, but then I was like, well, I want people to just buy chapters instead of buying the whole thing. Because if people just want to stick around for the first one, that should be fine. They shouldn't have to be forced like to resign to stop paying. They should just pay if they want. So anyways, anyone who has any suggestions, feedback, all that stuff, like I said, we can't pay you for your time or your ideas. So feel free to, obviously, but at the same time, be conscious that probably the most you'll get out of this is a huge credit on the end of the thing when we actually put it all together. And that's something that I think we talked about. And if we feel like, dude, this guy keeps telling, like, we should just bring him on board and make him part of the team, and then that's only due time, right? But anyways.
Yeah. Have either of you heard or watched anything made by Satoshi Kon?
Who the fuck?
Satoshi
Kon?
He has a unique way of telling stories that I think would be worth you guys checking out.
All right, write it down.
Yeah.
Satoshi.
Is there a way we can write it down?
Right,
You got it, Foo?
Next question. Is there a reason you choose a horizontal aspect ratio on the comic?
I love horizontal aspect ratio. Like portrait is like, when I think about like storytelling, I always think about like movies, and TV, which is mostly horizontal. There's more real estate for like showing epicness. And also we were thinking because the way that we're telling the story isn't like original comic books, because this is like the thing, we can do whatever we want because we're not getting paid other than by the people who are contributing to us as we work on the project. That's why we're trying to make it worth your time and your money to spend this type of money, because we're gonna be working together on this thing, right? But portrait also is a great way to make us kind of like comic strip book or like comic strip in the newspaper, right? Because we're not telling like a full-on story like right out of the gate. We're telling like pieces of it, and we're working on pieces of it. We have a big idea of what the story does, but we don't know exactly. We're approaching it like how Breaking Bad did. Like they just made a pilot and then they just went for it, because we don't know if this is going to be any good or worse than we expect. But at least we're learning a lot from it, and we're having fun with it. And that's all that really matters. But our goal is to get people excited about working on their own projects and having opportunities and learn from what we're doing as well. So, anyway.
Indeed.
How many more questions do we have?
Last question.
Last question? All right.
Are you going to make this into a movie?
Oh, funny thing you asked. Well, it depends on I haven't told Kevin this specifically, but it depends on how well received this is. If this is received really, really well, one of our strategies is to take this story, and me and Kaylin and a few other guys, I've already been talking with some 3D modelers, but we're going to make the 3D, like a 3D short, like a 5-minute short of whatever is the best part of our story. It might not be anything we've done yet. It could be something later down the line. But, like for example, we take the episode 1 where he jumps into the pool and blows up, all that cool stuff. Like we could take that, make that a 3D animated short, and then make that something that we can use to capitalize to get on places like Hulu or Netflix. You know what I mean? Like we think that like Netflix and that kind of stuff is like the future of like movies and how they're presented, because people like that kind of shit. And what we would want to do is be like, we got the tools to make a 3D animated short as a small team, and we could probably make a full-length, like, not movie, but like a TV show. I think stories are better told on a longer span. What the scary?
Office is haunted.
Yeah.
Paranormal
You see that door closed?
Nobody's out there. Yeah.
Nobody's out there. But I think there's a lot of strategies we can do, but the best thing to do is to have something done.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, I want to make a movie, and then like it's the most expensive movie ever. Like I feel like doing a comic is probably the best way to go about it. But like honestly, like if all we ever do is make the comic version of it, that's more than awesome. Yeah. So that's why we're doing it, because we want it to be more than awesome.
All right, let me take over the seat.
How dare you!
Murder on TV! Live TV
I
murder.
call 911.
Oh,
On
yeah.
the Ustream. Call 911.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can.
You can?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, because didn't that girl get robbed while she was like live
Yeah.
streaming or like League of Legends?
That's what I added.
I'm getting murdered! What? Is this fucking live? Murdered! He's murdering me! So anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. For anyone who's interested in purchasing the book, you don't have to buy it now. You don't have to buy it ever. But I put a link in the chat. You can follow the Facebook page that John has set up for you guys to see. I'm sure he can No, you don't have to. He's already there. Just go up a few notches. Don't like keep spamming our own thing. Just go up a few things. You can see the different stuff. Follow us. If you go to let me show you kind of the page that I am. Wait, you have the Canvas Entertainment. So if you go to Canvas Entertainment, let's do this though. If you go to Canvas Entertainment and you can't see it because my stupid mug is blocking it, but behind my face, like right around here, if I wasn't here, it would be there. There's a click on for comics, and as you can see, this will get you that link right now. Or you can type in your first, last name, and your email address, and you'll be added to the waiting list, or not waiting list, I'm sorry, mailing list. So whenever we talk about new stuff or when we're going to do live streams, you can find out there, or you can go to our Facebook page for the Solid State, which John already posted to, where you can find out when we're doing the next live stream. We're going to make events out of them, so that way you guys can say join and know when it's coming. It'll tell you, I think, an hour in advance before it goes live. And yeah, then you guys will have links to this stuff. All the stuff will be pre-recorded. Hopefully the next one, guys, will be higher quality. Maybe not the next one, because I'm not sure if we're going to do it tomorrow. Probably not. But on Tuesday, we're probably going to do one. Right? And it's just going to be probably me working.
Yeah, and I'll be remote.
And then Kalen will be at his own office, and we'll just be on Skype, and I'll have the setup for that so you guys can see his face, whatever. But when the internet connections are more reliable, where I can feel safe with having Skype and this and all this stuff open. And then it'll just be us working and just kind of talking to shit. We won't be necessarily doing anything really profound or whatever. We're going to have a set schedule for that, like when we do like the beating of a story, where we take on more questions, a little bit more formal. But anyway, that's it, I think. Anyone have any last comments amongst our friends here?
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Pay your bills on time. Don't look at a dog while it's pooping, or else you'll get a sty in the eye.
John?
You said it all, man. Spice.
All right. So let me just do this so it's like a little bit more.
You guys are buff.
AJ's buff enough for all that.
Yeah.
Have you heard like out of like
Works
3
out,
Americans?
I can't fit in frame because of all my muscles.
Have you heard that like if you take 3 random Americans, there's a chance that one of them will weigh as much as the other 2? That's kind of like what AJ is. Like he's buff enough to compensate for me and John. So that's how it goes.
Flex your muscles, AJ.
Yeah.
Not. Anyways,
Flex them.
Yeah.
see you guys, and thank you guys for the stream, and hope to see you guys in the next following one.
Rub-a-dub-dub.